Hi, I'm Hannah and welcome back to my series Made at Home from my wedding scrapbook. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really amazing paper flower hairpiece. So to make our petals, I've made this sort of heart shape. Now it's probably about 2.5–3 centimeters high, and you just make a little heart shape and just trim off the end. And it's good to make a template for this, so when you're repeating your petal shape, you just use the template to draw around and they're all quite even. So for each flower, we need 5 of these petal shapes. So I'm just going to use my pencil on my card just to draw around them, and we're just going to cut those out. So now we've cut out our 5 petal shapes, we just need to cut out an inner piece, which is sort of an exclamation mark, but without the dot. So it's just this sort of shape here, sort of ovally shaped with a square bottom. Now the next stage is that we need to shape our petals, make them look lovely. So I'm using my 2 tools. So again, I've got this biro and then I've got this bamboo skewer. So I'll just show you how to do one of the petals. So we just wrap the center of the petal around the biro. And then we want to use the bamboo skewer just to turn those petal shapes at the edges out a little bit. And then you've got quite a nice petal shape there. And then to do the central piece, we're just going to use the bamboo skewer again, and we're just going to wrap that. So just roll it around, and that forms that shape. So now we've shaped all of our petals, it's time to construct our flower. So if you grab your first petal and just add a little blob of glue, your clear glue, into the middle. And we're going to use our central stamen into the middle, and we just need to press that down and just hold that down until it's kind of dry enough to put our next petal on. So now those 2 petals feel like they're pretty secure, we're going to add our next one on. So again, just repeat the process, add a bit of glue to the middle, bottom of the petal, and just attach it round over the other side. So we're basically just going to build this flower shape up, and every time you see a gap in the petals, put another petal over there. So now all you need to do is attach your last petal. So just repeat that, exactly the same process, and place it on the back of the flower. And there you can see you've got a really stunning paper flower shape. So you just need to repeat that process with all of your different colour cards. So I've done it with all of these cards, and I've actually made the pink one very slightly larger, so exactly the same thing but just a tiny bit larger than the other ones, because that's going to go in the middle of my hair grip. Now all we need to do is make our leaves. So we're just going to cut out about 4 or 5 leaf shapes, and they need to be roughly 3 centimeters long-ish. And just cut them out freehand. They don't have to be particularly perfect. They just need to be slightly leafy. So now I've cut out my leaves, I'm just again going to shape them. I'm going to use the bamboo and just give them a little bit of a curl in the middle. Just open that out a tiny bit and just repeat that with all of them. So now we've got all our flowers made up and we've got our leaves made up, it's time to create our hair grip. So I've got my hair grip here ready, and I'm going to start off with this pink flower. And what I'm going to do is actually snip the end off it so it's got a flat base for us to glue onto. And I'm going to use my hot glue, so my glue gun glue, and just add a blob to the bottom. So just hold it in place until it dries. So now I'm going to add a leaf. So again, just add a blob of hot glue to the back of that leaf. And I'm just going to pop that behind, because you basically don't want anything going into the hair grip itself, because otherwise it might interfere with your hair. And then I'm going to add a purple flower on one side. And because I'm laying this on its side, it doesn't need to be snipped at the base. So I'm just going to lay that one there and just hold it in its place. And then I'm going to grab one of the patterned flowers and stick that on the side. And again, you can just play this by ear a little bit, just kind of make up your design as you go. And then I'm going to add another leaf in there just to hide the inner joins. And then I'm going to repeat that on the other side, but I think I'm going to start off with my spotty flower. I'm just going to hold those in place until they dry off a little bit. And then in the little gaps, we can fill those up with our little green leaves, just to neaten it up and make it look a bit more authentic and a bit more flowery and pretty. So I'm just going to fill in that hole there. And there we have our beautiful paper flower hair grip. Well, if you've enjoyed that video, don't forget to give me a really big thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to the My Wedding Scrapbook channel on YouTube, and you can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and tune in next week because I'm making a really, really gorgeous and trendy cocktail ring.